One of my favorite Latinos, Javier Milei, the president of Argentina, just went to Davos, to the World Economic Forum, to call all of those liberal elites.
Promueve la agenda LGBT, queriendo imponernos que las mujeres son hombres y los
Promotes the
hombres son
LGBT
mujeres,
agenda,
solo
says
si
that
así se
women are men,
autoperciben.
and men are
Y
women,
nada dicen de cuando un
only
hombre
if
se
that is how
disfraza
they
de
perceive
mujer
themselves.
y mata
They
a
say
su rival
nothing
en
when a
un
man
ring de
disguises
boxeo,
himself as a
cuando un
woman
preso
and kills his
agrega a su
rival in a
mujer y
boxing
termina
ring,
violando a
or when a
cuanta
prisoner
mujer
claims
se
to
le
be a
cruce
woman
el
and ends
poder.
up any woman who
Sin ir
crosses
más
his path
lejos,
in prison.
hace pocas semanas fue noticia
Without
en
going
todo
any
el mundo el
further, a
caso
few
de
weeks
dos
ago, the case of two
americanos
American
homosexuales
homosexuals who
que
flying the flag of
elaboraron
sexual
la
diversity
bandera de la
and were
diversidad
sentenced to
sexual
100 years in
fueron
prison for
condenados a 100
abusing
años
and
de prisión
filming
por abusar y filmar a sus
their
hijos
adopted
adoptivos durante
children
más de
for
2
more than 2
años.
years made headlines around the world.
Quiero ser claro que cuando digo abusos no es un
I want to be
eufemismo,
clear that
porque
when
su
I
versión
say
más extrema de
abuse, it's not a
ideología de
euphemism,
género
because in its most extreme versions, gender ideology constitutes plain and simple child abuse.
pedófilos. Por lo tanto,
So
quiero
true.
saber quién
They
lo
are. Therefore, I want to know who endorses these behaviors. I want to know who endorses these behaviors because they're too. Javier Milei coming out swinging, man. You know, I met him a week ago at the Trump inauguration, and I just had to translate what he said because Javier Milei doesn't speak English, which is why actually in our picture together, I couldn't, I was speaking to him in English, but his security guard was yelling at me because I was holding a martini, and I don't know, I'm sure that guy's under a ton of threats, and he might have thought that I was going to, you know, throw a martini on him or worse. But anyway, in the picture, because Milei didn't understand a word I was saying, he's looking at me like I'm about to pounce on him or something. But that guy, he's got the right idea over at WEF. It's pretty simple. You know, it's like Orrin McIntyre has that meme that he posts. He says it's not so complicated. These people just want to diddle kids. You know, and that doesn't explain the whole ideology, but it does explain some of it. At a certain point, if a group of people continues to condone abusive behaviors, just needlessly support ideologies that conduce toward child abuse and that really damage the lives of children and that put vulnerable people in really bad situations, at a certain point, I'm going to stop defending you and saying, well, you might have the best of intentions. At a certain point, you're complicit, okay? That's true not just of the gender ideology, that's true on immigration, that's true. I understand why someone might want more immigration or even open borders, but at a certain point when people are getting like murdered and face-tattooed Satanists are hopping the border poisoning Americans, at a certain point, you lose my sympathy, okay? At a certain point, we just have to enforce the law. Now, there's a story that DW has got. We'll have a longer Twitter thread on this later today. But, you know, Trump is succeeding at dismantling DEI, which is really, really great. You're seeing these initiatives across the federal government. You're seeing downstream effects of that. However, we cannot get complacent because the libs in the federal government, at the state level, and at the local level are going to try to resist this. And they're going to try really hard, and they're going to try immediately. There's one story which we have from a school district in Colorado, Durango. The school board received a complaint that one of the classrooms was flying a Black Lives Matter and a Pride Progress flag. Pride Progress is the pride flag, but it's got the trans and the BLM and I don't know, it's like the terrorist pride flag. So we're flying these flags, and a mother said, I want these flags in the classroom. So there was a review by the chief academic officer, and the chief academic officer said, yeah, all right, well, if the teacher's going to fly that, then we need an open forum for all flags. You know, this could be a First Amendment issue. And the district's lawyers did not want this open forum because they feared, and we have documentation of this, the apparatchiks in the school board and the school district feared that this could open the pathway to a straight lives matter flag in the classroom. Could you imagine? Heaven forfend. We can't have that. So the district, the Durango School District, has decided that what they're going to do is they're going to redefine things like Black Lives Matter, Black Power, Pride as government speech. Not political speech, but government speech. Now, I don't know the local laws. I don't know exactly how these lawyers are in a Jesuitical way trying to parse the difference. Obviously, government speech is political speech. Political speech does pertain to government speech. But I guess this is a legal distinction that would allow them to create protections for radical leftist ideology in the classroom, radical leftist indoctrination, but not trigger an open forum for other people to express their far more normal political views. The board is furious about this. They're referring to parents, concerned parents, as outside adults. Is adults important to the child? This is giving Biden vibes, you know. This is giving radical extremist parent sorts of connotations. So they're considering this resolution now. They still want to embrace trans in the classroom. They still want to embrace so-called gender-affirming care, which is child abuse, as Javier Milei rightly pointed out at Davos. This district, by the way, should probably be a little careful because one of their teachers was arrested for child. It's allegedly one of the teachers who was flying the pride flag was arrested for possession of child and attempting to entice a child. Okay, so if I were this school district, I would be pretty cautious with the old pride flag. They're not. They're trying to enshrine all of this radical leftism, contrary to the national movement against DEI, contrary to the national movement against gender ideology. I mean, President Trump won unified government in large part because of these issues. But you're seeing so much pushback, ways to hide the programs, ways to legally protect them while not protecting conservative speech. That's going on. So, you know, we like the wins. We're applauding President Trump. We're so happy. You need to dig in at the local level, at the state level, even at the federal level. We're going to have to dig in because the leftists are not going to go down without a fight. That was a great clip. Stop, ring the bell, boom, boom, big, bam, subscribe. See you next time.